He's the Comfortably Poor Podcast. An uncensored, wide open, anything and everything goes podcast. You won't find anything like it. And why is that? Because the Comfortably Poor Podcast keeps it 100. Let's go.
Yeah, bitches.
Let's go.
Yeah, bitches.
And
We're live.
Get structure.
There's so much to get to, a lot to talk about.
You want to be a part of the party, join us, 442-244-9900, toll free 844-997-0775. Twitter's where it's at, too. We are more active on Twitter, so at CPPod100. Hit us up, follow the show, hang out with us, and let's talk some shit.
So, we've just to catch you up on some business. We've been behind on some episodes. We just wanted to make sure that we were a little backed up on audio. So we've been just trying to put audio together for you, and I just want to let you know that you will have a podcast tomorrow, and going forward, and then we will discuss next week what the plans are with the Comfortably Poor Podcast. Fellas, how was your week? What's been going on?
This week has been interesting. The mother of my child has a new guide dog, and in Australia they do all-inclusive family lessons. So I've been learning a lot about guide dog training, and especially guide dog training in the out in the boonies, because we're not near. This is not big city AU. We are out here, so grassy, thorny roads. We out here guide dog.
Is this a service that they do like? There's only one school in the U.S. that does it at your house. Is that what they practically do there, or did she go to a school?
So the thing about it is, you know how in the U.S. we got Seeing Eye, Guiding Eyes for the Blind, Guiding Foundation, Leader Dog, blah blah blah. You got options. You're not limited. In Australia, it's all the same. And I'm not going to say it's all the same state to state, you get the same dogs, but the organization that gives you guide dogs is the same.
It's pretty much throughout the whole
country, yeah. So, yeah, it's kind of universal. It's kind of centralized here when it comes to that. Now, different states.
Is it because there's not
and shit?
Obviously as many blind people there, and so they can feel like it's a little more under control?
I feel like the way things are, how a lot of people on the left in America want things to be more socialized. A lot of that's here, and they centralize it and they make it all come from one big thing as opposed
to one thing.
Yeah, exactly, and that's how they make it.
It's socialism. That's socialism, people.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's not all good either. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna. It has its downsides. It definitely has its downsides. But it definitely has upside. One upside is when you guys get your guide dogs in America, typically you have to pay for a bunch of extra shit, the equipment and stuff. Some organizations might give it to you, but I think it just depends. Here, it all comes free. You don't pay for anything.
What is the equipment? The harness, leashes,
bowls, brushes, bowls. At least I think something like 50 to 100 pounds of food for the first whatever. Grooming stuff, a bed. A lot of shit just comes with it. And that's all.
I don't want to bore the people with blind dog talk, but I
no. But that's just what's going on.
No. I wasn't saying that it was boring. But I had a question. This is maybe something Dan can answer because he has one. But do you guys here in the States? Do you get reimbursed for vet bills, or are you responsible for that? I thought you get
depends
help
on the
with
school
vet stuff. Oh, okay.
So most schools you get help with vet stuff up to a certain point, right? My school, that's honestly one of the biggest reasons why I chose the school that I chose, because they really do help you with vet bills afterward. And for example, Tiva got into some wax, super stoned out. She couldn't walk. Okay. I took her to the vet.
Colorado.
I took her to the vet, yeah, and it was $1,300 to have her overnight. If the school didn't cover it, I would have been fucked.
Yeah.
I would have been fucked. So, honestly, that's the biggest downfall for the New Jersey school, because they are like, hey, you pay us $150, take your dog home. That's your dog forever. Even like that's you have complete ownership. Your name
Once
is
they
on that
retire,
dog.
They're still yours,
So,
all that kind of stuff.
yeah. So, but even at my school and at most schools, you have to apply for ownership. But I think it's ridiculous because the school doesn't bother me. They don't fucking hassle me. They let me live. So it's not like they're showing up at my house and going, "Where's the dog? Let me see how she's doing." No, it's not like that at all. So I think people who sign up for the ownership is ridiculous. But even if you did sign up for ownership, they would still help you with vet bills. Not the school
Oh, really?
in New Jersey.
So once they're not even a guide dog anymore and they're just a regular dog, they still will help you, huh?
The school, yeah, but the school in New Jersey, but you're thinking after work. I'm talking when you leave the school.
Okay.
When you leave the school from the seeing eye, that dog is yours.
Yeah.
Like, you are responsible for every vet bill. They will not help you.
Interesting.
But
yeah, I don't. Man, I couldn't.
Yeah, if
do
you
the
have
guide dog
ownership.
thing. It's a lot of responsibility.
I wouldn't do it again.
That's why I don't have kids.
It's not even about the responsibility. It's not even about the responsibility because I'm telling you, I would rather a trained dog that I didn't have to train and put the money into than having to have a pet dog. Like, I'm not for the pets. Honestly, like, I want to go on a rant about pets today. I'm so glad that we literally segued into this. I was talking about this last night.
I'm a pet guy. Let's talk.
Animal people, you make me sick.
Eat a dick,
You make
bitch.
me sick to my fucking stomach.
I just want to go ahead and take the neutral ground. I'm not opposed to pets. I've had pets, and I might have one in the
No,
future.
I'm not saying that I'm opposed to having pets.
Turtles,
I'm
exactly.
saying
That's what I mean.
pet
And dogs.
people.
Turtles, dogs.
I'm saying
I've had frogs
pet
and
people.
toads.
These fucking people that make baby voices and they dress their dogs up and they dress their cats up and
I think you're talking about finale.
We might as well
conversation
just stop the
between
podcast
people.
because you're not gonna like me. My dog wears jerseys with me on football Sunday.
Oh, really? I would never do that, but that's kind of cool, actually. That's kind of slick.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
That nigga's got. You have a son. You have a furry, four-legged son, nigga.
It'd be different if he had a bigger dog. I want a big dog if I'm gonna have a pet. I'm not gonna have no little yappy fucking dog wearing a little tiny cute jersey. Oh,
see, the only reason
fag.
I got a little dog is because when I was in Arkansas, I was coming back and forth, and I didn't know a lot of people, so I needed one that I could travel with. And I got a small dog so I could travel with it, and it made it convenient. And then since I've had little dogs, man, they check all the boxes for having a pet, that companionship, and they're hella easy to maintain. They shit out fucking Tootsie Rolls. You can flick them with your finger into your neighbor's yard and call it a day. Like, it's easy. Like, big dogs take massive shits, and then you got to pick that shit up, and big dogs are a little more maintenance. Little dogs are just super, super easy. Now, they're loud as shit.
Can protect my house.
Facts.
And little dogs.
They got the yippee yap. They got the little dog, big dog syndrome, which is a real thing. My dogs have it. Like, they see big dogs, they won't stop barking. They bark their little heads off like crazy.
I just think there's a limit. I think once you start owning over 2 animals, you have a problem.
Two is my limit. I have 2 dogs.
I would say, like, I do have like this crazy ass, like, this would be like the dream situation, but it also wouldn't be a dream because it would actually root me in one place. But I always have dreamed of having like 10 of my favorite breeds of dogs. I always wanted like 2 Huskies, 2 Malamutes, 2 Golden Retrievers, 2 fucking Ovcharkas, an Irish Setter, an Irish Wolfhound. Like, I wanted to go crazy.
An Ovcharka? What the hell's an Ovcharka?
A Caucasian Ovcharka. They
I mean, we don't need to bring race into this. I just want to know about the dog.
No, that's what they're called. Caucasian Ovcharkas. They're from from the Caucasus Mountains. They're Russian sheepdogs, used by the Russian military and Spetsnaz. They are very large, obviously, about 200 pounds, fiercely loyal, and they will rip anything apart if it violates their family.
Me and my lady want Great Danes. That's the next dog we're talking about.
Those things die too easy. I don't like Great Danes. I like them, but I don't want to own one.
They have a short lifespan. Yeah, they only live about 9 years. They get a lot
sad.
of internal problems, but yeah. Big dogs are cool. So you're just not a pet person, period. Then, Dan, right? You don't even want like a goldfish that you can wash them around.
Not at all. Look, I already hate birds. Like we talked about that before. My hate for birds, and it's like I hate useless pets. Like if you're gonna have a pet, that's fine. Have a dog, have a cat, have something that you can interact with, you can play with, you can hug, you know what I'm saying, find comfort from. But once you start having a fucking farm going on, you start building a fucking farm in your house, and you got 3 dogs and 2 cats and all this fucking shit going on. Come on, get the fuck out of here.
Have you always
and then you're bitching about how you're broke, okay? You're bitching about how you're broke, but if you wouldn't have to fucking buy food for 5 animals, you'd be able to afford shit. And then you make excuses. And you're a lonely prick. My main point, hold on a minute. Hold on. I want to finish my rant about pet owners. My final point about this, if you own more than 2 pets, you're a lonely piece of shit who needs to get checked. You're a lonely piece. You're lonely inside.
5 people and they have
a family of like 5 or 6. Yeah.
Oh, share love around the same dog. That's the family dog. You get a big dog for everybody to love.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
No, but more often what I see, especially in country families, you get like 7 or 8 kids or whatever, and then they've all got like their own little, like, he's got a Chihuahua, he's got a Rottweiler, he's got a German Shepherd.
You don't deserve it, you little piece of shit.
That's a real thing though. Like that's actually what happens.
He said, "You don't deserve it, you little piece of shit."
You don't deserve it. You're a child. You don't deserve it.
So have you always been like this, or did you develop this a little bit more as you were a dog owner with Tiva? Like, or was this you've always felt this way? Like, did you get Tiva and then kind of realize, fuck this is a lot of work, it's too much money?
It's not that. So I tell people all the time, the reason why I got Tiva was because of the way that I thought I saw my life going. When I got Tiva, it was 2012. I had graduated a year before, and I wanted to work in New York City. And I had gotten an internship to work for Mark Anthony right out of high school. So I was like fucking living it up. I'm like, oh, this is fucking great. I love coming into the city every day. And there was just something so amazing about that. So like my aspirations were to work in New York City. And I was like, my whole idea was, let me get a guide dog so that I can travel a lot easier because of the crowded sidewalks and everything like that. And I'm telling you, when I had Tiva and we traveled in New York, it was like a breeze, man. It was, we just swerved in and out of fucking people and crowds and poles and scaffolding, and it was just amazing how beautiful she worked and how fast we walked. So it was like, all right, this is great, but I never ended up working in New York. And so all the life changes that I've had have unfortunately not have me use her in the way that I should be using her.
Yeah.
So
she's in that age, right? Like she should almost be retired, right? Like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
She was about.
It all depends on the dog.
I'm assuming. Yeah.
She's 9.
Yeah.
And but I'll tell you, look, it's not. I knew that it comes with responsibility. The guide dog thing is different for me because this dog is doing a service for me. It's saving my life.
For sure.
Right? So me paying for poop bags and fucking food amounts nothing to what they're doing for me. That's literally how I process it. You know, that like that's the least I can do for a dog that's literally doing this for me.
Right.
So that's my thought process behind it. But if it's a pet and you you're making excuses for your things being chewed up, and you're willingly wanting hair on you're leaving with hair on your clothes, and it's just like, oh, it's accepted because you're a pet owner. It's just like, no,
we got lint brushes everywhere around the house, like lint rollers.
I love Tiva with all my heart. She's a yellow lab though, and her hair sticks onto everything.
Facts.
And I can't
the light color,
wait.
That shit sucks.
I can't wait to live hair free. I love Tiva, but I can't wait to live.
He basically just said he can't wait till she dies.
You're definitely not,
or she's out of here.
No, wait, but you're definitely not getting a new guide dog then, at all.
Not. I don't want to say at all.
Okay.
I want to say
anytime soon.
Not anytime soon, or I wouldn't contemplate it as a possible thing. Like, let's say, fucking 10 years down the road, I'm living in a house, with my woman and whatever,
It's fantastic.
and I feel, and I might want to fucking get a guide dog to go to work and do things. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I don't want to take a cane out anymore. I might contemplate it. I don't know what might happen in 10, 20 years, but at the moment, I want to live the rest of my 20s free. See, I think about it this way too. Like the last couple years, I've had difficulty trying to settle down in a place. And I think of myself like, look, I'm 26 years old.
You're a bit of a hobo.
I can literally live in any state that I want to right now. I can rent a room anywhere right now. The only thing that stops me is a dog. Yeah. I can go to a state and settle there and get a room for about a year, 6 months to a year, lock in a place and settle there. You know what holds me back? Having a fucking dog because of people's ignorance.
Even the guide dog, man, like people, because then if you play the whole guide dog thing and you have to accept me, then like you got
that.
People
but that's why I said it's the
you,
ignorance thing. Even if
like,
they know they need to, it'll be something like, oh, we found a person already to take the place, or it's something like they learned the workaround. You know what I'm saying?
It's always going to be, there's always an excuse to say no to you, or even those people, like I said, even those people that do end up saying yes, they're going to treat you like an asshole. Like they're just going to be rude to you, and it's going to be an unpleasant living situation because they didn't want the dog there to begin with, but they accepted it because they had to. And then it's just like, eat a dick. You don't have to be a fucking asshole to me. Like I take care of my dog. My dog's probably cleaner than you are. Like some of that stuff is stupid, but, if you are on Dan's side or you're on my side or Brando's side, Brando's a little bit neutral, 442-244-9900 or toll free 844-997-0775. Let us know what you think about pets. We want to hear from you. Or comments about what either one of us said. Man, what do you guys want to talk about next? Let's keep this show moving in the right direction. We didn't want to bore people with guide dog talk.
Can I just get this off my chest? This whole new Ohio bill law that says, that a rape victim has to carry the rapist's baby.
Oh, the baby thing.
Yeah, that's kind of what's gotten me. Like, and people and pro-life people, and I'm not necessarily opposed to pro-life people as far as them having an opinion. But some people, in their opinions, really need to die. So there's a guy pretty much saying, and you know what? Maybe he's just a really bad example of pro-life, because I think even reasonable pro-life people can see why this is inhumane, unreasonable, and just backward. But there's a guy who's pretty much trying to say that because the young lady, a baby is a baby, no matter what. This young lady is now a conception vessel to carry this, and of course, it's coming from the Christian right. And I hate to, and again, I don't want to frame it as if all Christian people or all conservatives would feel this way, because I don't think that's true at all. Because right under that comment on my page is a person who I care about dearly, who I love dearly, who's a conservative, who's completely against it. But I think if you are for something like this, if you are for a rape victim carrying a child to term no matter what, if you are for it being a law that it is illegal to have abort a rapist's child, then I think that you I think you need to be checked. I think something is severely wrong with you. And it goes a lot deeper than just politics.
Yeah, I mean, if you're for it, you can eat a dick. Because there should not be anybody for a rape victim keeping a child. And especially a child rape victim keeping a child.
Keeping a child. Because
like,
the case,
you
the case
are
in
a
point
piece
was an
of
11-year-old
shit
girl.
if you voted
Sorry.
for this, or you vote for this, or if you're in favor of this. I don't care about
I want to know
all
these
life
people
matters.
who voted for it. What happened if their kids were raped and impregnated? Would their minds change? I've always said this about like shootings too. If one of Trump's kids were killed, would that change his mind about gun laws? Does it have to happen to the ones in power in order for some change to be made?
Yeah, there was a school shooting today, Santa Clara, and I posted
Santa
Yes, sir.
Santa Clara. There was a school shooting.
Santa Clarita.
Is that what it?
It's different.
Santa Clarita. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, school shooting. 2 people died.
Multiple
The
injured.
guy pulls out a handgun, walks in, shoots people. Then he turned the gun on himself and somehow didn't do the job right. And so currently he's being treated at a hospital.
Well, he escaped first. Wait, how did we get from that? Weren't we just talking about abortion?
No. Sorry,
rape?
no, we were, but
Were you bringing this full circle somehow?
Dan brought it up. But
Okay.
I feel like if you're going to vote for a law, then I guess I say that to say this. I actually agree with what Dan said to a certain degree. I feel like if you're going to vote for something like this, you should at least have some supporting validity when it comes to you. So I would never vote for anything like this. If my child was raped, she should not and would not be carrying a rapist's child. I think it's a disgusting concept. I think it is essentially validating sexual assault and legitimizing what we have come to know is absolutely inhumane and indecent.
This is why I have such an issue with religion. Right here. The fact that it plays into one side of our politics. So that's why we'll never be able to meet eye to eye. Because we got one side that's trying to make politics based off of a belief system that doesn't exist. And 2, we have another side that actually rationally thinks of this as like everybody's individually responsible for themselves. And until we don't have that other side of politics that says some being is responsible for your body, therefore you should listen to these politics, we're never going to meet eye to eye on this.
But it's worse than that because they're not, this gets more in, the personal autonomy comes in later. Their complaint and their main argument in saying that they're against abortion, which is kind of the key of this whole thing. The crux of it is that they're saying that the second that the second that sperm comes in contact with an egg and makes a zygote, that's a human being.
That's a human being, and it's not.
Somehow a soul
not.
magically gets injected into what is now a diplocele, right? Like, what the fuck are we actually saying here? If I were to cut one of those out of someone willingly, if they allowed it, and put it in your hand, would you want to take it out to McDonald's? Would you want to give it a bottle, pacifier? Would it need diapers? This is the sort of bullshit I'm talking about. And I think people, that is the harm of religion. That religion has told you somehow, somewhere, or that you've exegeted Pardon the word.
That you think that once a being is created, that it was made by this
that is
fucking
somehow
being.
valid, and it's your own interpretation on texts that you are getting in dead languages that most of you can't even read, don't even understand.
Now, don't get me wrong. I do feel like there's certain points of abortion that's fucked up. Like when you make it a certain term, it's kind of like,
normal terms like 4 months.
Yeah, like when there's a full-grown baby in there, heart rate, fingers, all that stuff. I get it, but generally the circumstances
that 6 week shit is crazy.
Yeah, but there's generally circumstances. And like the bigger picture, people aren't looking at the bigger picture. Look, if a rape victim is going in for an abortion and they're like, no, you have to take this to term. And this is a 16-year-old girl. I'm going to use this as an example. I understand rape victims can be as old as, an 80-year-old woman. I understand that. But a 16-year-old girl that gets raped by some 22, 23-year-old frat guy at a party or something, and she gets pregnant and chooses to have an abortion, but goes in and they're like, no, you can't have an abortion because it's a law. You can't. You have to carry this to term. All that's doing is, one, it's forcing that child to live the next 9 months, probably the worst 9 months of their life. Their education is going to be probably put on the back burner a little bit, maybe delayed. I don't know. Maybe they work hard and they get past
completely cut off.
But yeah. But then the next thing comes up. Okay, so what? She gives birth, and then what? She has to make the choice to keep it, or the state just takes it, and now
give it for adoption.
The whole state is paying for this baby. It just causes more of a ripple, and it's not even a ripple. It's a fucking wave. It's more effect on everybody rather than just one person now. Now it becomes the state's baby. It becomes the state's problem. It's the state's issue. Sure, somebody's going to come along and adopt that baby and take care of it, but why even put all that? Why is that even a factor? Just do the right thing, take care of it in the first week, and it's done with.
It's like my whole political stance to fight back with this is the liberal stance, man. It's literally I'm literally asking you, why are you so pro-life until they're an actual human here on Earth?
Actual human being, yes, exactly.
Right? Like, you care about the fucking being in the stomach more than you care about the fucking thing that actually has a heartbeat and fingers when it's here. You won't change gun laws, okay? You want to fucking control women's bodies. You want to, you want people to fucking literally go through debt. The top 1% gets all the money and everybody else at the bottom pretty much struggles. Like, all of a sudden,
you're going to be one of these people that's going to complain about the taxes going up. And these taxes go up because now you have to pay for this baby.
All these extra fucking kids and their fucking useless opinions. Look, here's the thing, right? I want to tie it to the gun thing, like you said, Adam. There was a post on an Australian blurb thing that made me think this morning, and the guy read it to me. He said, would school shootings and other such shootings, mass shootings, school shootings of all varieties across America, be a lot less and a lot more rare if Americans treated the purchasing of, and they framed it as assault weapons, the buying of an assault weapon in the same way that Americans treat abortion? What if people who went in to buy an assault weapon had to watch videos about gun violence, had to walk down a hallway full of pictures of the mass carnage that assault weapons cause, and were actually yelled at and screamed at and had things thrown at them by people who were constantly calling them murderers on the way into a gun shop, and also only one gun shop that sold assault weapons in the state? Thoughts?
I'm totally for that over teachers having guns at schools.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that much.
I wouldn't have a problem with it. It
wouldn't
faze me.
I would support that
at all. And And I will tell you what, I don't think it's the only problem is I don't think it's going to stop people buying assault weapons, having them, or
it's not going to stop people from carrying out mass murders. People who get angry, who go through depression, who go through some shit, who break up with their girl, who they got into a fight with their mom. They're like just fucking upset about something. They're like, yo, I want to kill mad people because of it. You can't stop somebody because of that. They're going to grab a gun and they're going to fucking do it. The access, though, limits the amount of people that can carry out those things.
I agree with that.
Effectively.
The only problem is that, and this is why I brought up the Santa Clarita thing.
Yeah.
This guy, and Elliot Rodger, another prime example. Tons of people, they're not using assault weapons. They're using handguns. So I think
Right. We've talked about this before.
What we need to do is we need to, work on our healthcare system. If depression and chemical imbalances in people's brains, the reports of this, we knew this dude was crazy long before he did this. If that's really the case, then someone needs to get involved.
So we need to know where the decline happened, though, because we had gun laws for the last 40, 50 years, and this shit just went rampant in the last 20.
I agree.
So what happened?
I totally agree. What the fuck happened? Well,
what happened?
What changed?
Niggas had assault rifles in the 50s, 60s, 70s.
Well, yes and not exactly. So they had them, but I think, and this gets back to the arguments about, magazine capacity. And it gets back to the whole thing about, the prices going down. Like it's easy. It's a lot easier to buy an assault weapon now. Back before, you had to have at least, you were going in $1,200, $1,500, $2,000. Now they've put them in range of, $300, $400, $500.
So why do you think they dropped the prices? Because they already have enough money?
I think they dropped the prices
because of the lobbyists.
For the same reason where there's this demand, someone's going to supply it. If you need it,
right.
if someone wants cheap assault weapons, someone's going to find a way to make them. And it doesn't mean that they hold up very well over time. These aren't. If a gun expert looks at these, they're not going to. These are a quality weapon. It's not really a quality weapon.
So it's definitely still you get what you pay for.
It's still mentality. You get what you pay for. But if you still want to take out 20 or 30 people, you can do that.
You can still buy a $200 fucking weapon and kill 20, 30 people, yeah.
Yeah, you can still get a $500 weapon and do it. Here's the thing, too, that and I don't want to say this because I hate, we never know who's listening to this sort of shit. But with the right equipment, you can do it with a handgun also. And depending on what state you're in, that equipment's there. You can get handguns that have the capacity of assault rifles, right? Or, so quote unquote assault rifles. I'm using colloquial lingo here. You can do that. They're out there.
Well, that was the big thing when, what was it, last year or whatever, the guy made the 3D gun. Or made a gun with a 3D printer. And then that got everybody in an uproar because now he's putting it out there to everybody that you can make a gun with a 3D printer. And then it's not traceable. And you can make a plastic 3D gun or whatever, metal 3D gun, whatever it's going to be made of, that could shoot real bullets and have the same effect, and then toss it in a fire, melt it, and it's gone.
It's gone.
Or whatever, break it up, and no one can ever know who did what with what. And same thing, you just the simplest little thing can do damage.
I feel like this is a matter of time. If we set ourselves up for this, so it's only a matter of like Mexico too. It's not even the United States. In the part of the world where guns are prevalent and where industry is prevalent, people are going to, even if you get rid of guns, people are going to learn how to respond to that. And they're going to learn how to make their own. They're going to learn how to design them. It's going to be harder. It's going to be more difficult at first. But as time passes, people are going to learn how to perfect it. And that's what I keep getting back to. Why is it that countries like Canada, like Switzerland, first world countries that have guns, people who own guns, why is it that they don't have the mass shooting problems that we have? And I feel like it is the health system. I feel like it is, yes, loose gun regulation. I feel like different states that have hardcore gun laws are living right next to states that have extremely loose gun laws. The states' rights thing, I'm a big fan of states' rights, but when it comes to this, states' rights help us with marijuana. And we know how me and Dan feel about marijuana. But when it comes to this gun rights thing, it is a bit of a headache, to say the least. Abortion too. It's a thing when it comes to abortion.
Abortion.
Some states are,
so
no
yeah,
abortion.
To wrap it around, this abortion thing is ridiculous. And every judge who has shut it down, from Alabama and Georgia and Missouri, every judge who's doing that is doing absolutely the right thing. This idea,
yep,
that we need to say what happens to women after they get something done to them beyond their will.
My question is, where did the 16-year-old guy get Where did the 16-year-old get that again from? Was it his dad's? Because I don't
think there's many details out yet. You're talking about the one today?
Yeah. But
I don't think there's a lot of details.
There are so many things that we could be doing.
Most of the time,
and future gun owners to prevent things like this. If that came from a legal gun owner, if he took that from a legal gun owner, that legal gun owner should be looking at some prison time now.
Wasn't the guy? Didn't the guy that shot up Sandy Hook take those guns from his mom? Weren't those his mom's guns?
I think they were his dad's.
His
stepdad's.
They were somebody's guns. He had put them in his. He went to go to the.
He killed his parents too, right?
He had a couple.
No.
Did he?
I thought he killed his parents at their house or the neighbors or something.
I don't know. It's possible.
I could be getting shootings. It's sad when you're getting your shootings mixed up, right? Like this, we've had so many shootings that I'm getting.
That's why I said, like before, what happened? We went from 99 Columbine to Virginia Tech in 2007. That's an 8-year span. Yeah. And then it just started fucking happening like crazy.
Yeah. It's like I play this little game just to like kill time, and you can chat back and forth with people or whatever, and I was playing my little game, killing some time this morning when the news came on talking about this. It was like 7 o'clock or whatever, and Today's show just came on with the breaking news, and I sent a message, and it was just like no big deal. It's just like, oh, another school shooting, and the couple people responded back like, yep, not a surprise. Like, what have we come to that it's just an expectation? Like, this is what life is. Life is school shootings, mall shootings, mass murders, mass shootings. Like, and you wonder why people want to just stay home.
He shot his mother in the head first.
People just buy shit online and don't go shopping anymore. Don't get out of the house. Just stay home. You wonder why we're becoming an obese country. It's not just fast food. People don't want to leave their fucking house. People just want to stay indoors. It's safer.
Yeah, let's not to go that far. Our obesity has nothing to do with us.
You get the point, though. You get what I'm trying to say.
I get the point very strongly, and I agree with you. And I think a more apt way to describe this would be: why are we becoming? Why are our schools becoming like Middle Eastern war zones? Why do we have bits of war zones popping up across the United States? Or it's not even war zones. It's like baby terrorism. It's like that's a horrible way.
On our own country, our own people.
That's not fair because there are some very safe Middle Eastern countries. But what I mean is why are terrorist attacks by our own people being perpetrated on our kids, on our people?
Yeah.
And as much as people
there's no answer for it. There's no answer for
it. I'm very hard pressed to blame the guns. I think the guns are a symptom. But I think what we need to do is we need to start looking at the people who are actually doing this.
I think that's obvious, but I think you also need to look at the guns. What did this? It's a combination. You can't just say it's one thing or the other. It's a combination.
Me and Dan addressed that a bit earlier. Regulations need to change. I mentioned states' rights. I mentioned that thing about the abortion thing in comparison, like if making it harder to get an assault weapon, so on and so forth. But the other side of that is we need to fix the people who are wielding them. What's next?
I mean, look at the Las Vegas shooting. The Las Vegas guy, there was like notes and stuff, and there had been witnesses who'd come out and people close to him that were like, he just wanted to kill people. Like, he wanted to know what that feeling was like.
He wanted to kill people.
There's just fucking crazy people. Like, is that mental health? Probably a little bit. But also, this dude had a fucking arsenal. He had.
Yeah, he had an arsenal. He definitely had an arsenal.
What went
60 guns,
crazy?
I think, if I'm not mistaken.
To where we've had these skyscraper hotels and these large outside festivals for decades, and everybody could go with freedom and not think about getting shot up. And now we have to walk out of our house and look over our shoulder, right? It's a weird thing, like how that just flipped.
Yeah.
And I want to know, it's a deeper problem. Like, is it in the food? Is it in the fucking drinks? Is it in the chemicals? Is it in the fucking air because of the climate change?
I think you'll have people that will argue all of that stuff.
There's
probably people that will argue all of that.
Agree with all of it.
Chemicals from the fast food, chemicals from the candy, chemicals from the pills, the drugs. People that claim to have anxiety and depression are on all these downer pills that make them feel nothing and
even more
just
down,
dead inside, and like just crazy. People will argue all of that. Yeah, people will argue all of that. That it's just everybody's a loose cannon anymore. Like,
Jacob, you are on a lot of Klonopin.
But I want to bring this back around, and this is kind of...
Hold on 1 second. 442-244-9900 is the number you can call. And you could also hit us on Twitter at CPPod100. The YouTube, Facebook, and Periscope streams are open right now for you to comment your thoughts. And I want to touch on a couple of food updates for the fat people.
Also,
and real quick, the 442-244-9900. You can also text that number. You can call or text that number. If you're a shy person, you don't have to call.
Yeah, text us. We want to hear from you.
What's the food thing? Because it's gonna tie together what I wanted to talk about.
Well, this sounds horrible and so sweet and terrible. The one that's actually really exciting is the Oreo. Do you remember the Cadbury eggs?
Yes. Fucking disgusting. Yes, you're gonna tell me like fucking pieces of shit candy.
No. Let me finish. They are making these Oreo ones. That's not as bad as this though. They're making a Twinkies cereal. And that sounds fucking awful. I love Twinkies.
Wait. Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Do you like Twinkies?
I like Twinkies. It was a nostalgic
why do you think you
love
wouldn't
for
like
me.
the cereal?
But the idea of this cereal dipped in milk and that sweet, I can't do too sweet anymore, dog. I'm getting old as fuck. I'm telling you. I can't do sweet
You're
like
fucking
that.
26.
It's
Shut the
fucking
fuck
nuts.
up. Like, you
It's
fucking
nuts.
Asshole. You got.
I had a guy tell me the other day I was buying an energy drink, and the guy the other day was like, he's like, "Oh, you're not gonna be able to do that when you're my age." I was like, "Don't worry, I'm almost there. I feel like it."
I had to stop him. I had to stop drinking. I don't drink Red Bull like I used to, man. I was like you, dude. I was buying those 24 packs of Red Bull. I was buying Red Bull on Amazon because I could get a little bit cheaper. I could get the bigger cans. I could get like a 30 pack. And I was just drinking Red Bull. I can't do it anymore. I'm old. I got heart problems. I can't drink that shit.
The thing is,
what does it do to you when you drink a Red Bull now? Like, what's the difference?
I want to know what happens. Yeah,
what happens?
I mean, it doesn't happen. It still does what it does. It's just bad for my heart. It's just too much caffeine.
Can you feel it in your heart?
Do you drink coffee? Are you a coffee drinker?
Yeah, I drink a little bit of coffee. I drink soda still, but it's
a little bit of coffee.
Major blast. I drink like a cup.
Hold on.
Yeah, I drink like a cup, maybe a cup and a half a day. Just to get the day started.
Shit.
Oh, shit. Yeah, we definitely are not talking. That's the difference between us, dude. I literally can shoot up on caffeine in the morning and I don't have to eat. I'll eat once a day. I don't eat like crazy. I will eat once a day. That'll be my big meal. And for the rest of the day, I'm just drinking. And I might snack at something here or there, but I'm not a big eater. I'm more of a drinker. So in the morning, I'll like really try to fucking coffee or a fucking Red Bull, just something that is gonna get me going. And then the rest of the day, I'm cooling until I eat around 7, 8 at night.
It just depends for me.
Fat, to be honest.
It just depends for me. Like, I might get up hungry and I might eat some breakfast. Otherwise, I might not eat until noon and I might slap together a sandwich. Like, it just depends for me.
It depends for me too. But overall, I do have to eat a couple times a day because I'm actually lifting.
But you
weights
work out pretty regularly.
Exactly.
But you're working out, bro. You need it. Your body is craving that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get fucking hungry. Like, I'm talking the type of hungry where like I'm angry that I'm hungry. You know?
Nigga, a jailbird hungry, nigga.
Like, yo, I am like, yo. Like, yo, if y'all niggas get in my fucking way, you're gonna die, murder. Like, I get hungry. Like, the bottom of my stomach starts falling, and it's just like.
So since you brought up food, hold on. Food. Go ahead.
I just want before we keep your question in mind.
Yeah.
What are you normally eating to try to feed your appetite? Like, what do you constantly have to eat or snack on in order to fucking make sure that your fucking stomach doesn't fall out of your body?
We know he pretty much just eats raw vegetables and fruit.
I know. Well, I know that, but that's probably protein. Why you get hungry.
Big, yeah.
He doesn't eat anything but pieces of lettuce.
You don't eat shit but water. Crunchy water.
So if you're working out, see the thing is a couple things.
Crunchy water.
I don't with carbs. That's or at least I don't deal with complex carbs that you guys are.
Fuck you and your complex carbs. Give me all the bread.
Yeah, that's you and that's you, not me. I don't fuck
that
with
shit. Toast that up, smother it in butter, put some garlic salt on there.
No.
It's
See
so
what
good.
I mean? And that's why you guys look the way you do. Here's the thing. I fuck with protein, bro. Protein.
If I remember right, though, he's the one that I asked for shirt size. This dude shot out, give me a 3X. Like, well, 3X? Goddamn, motherfucker.
I wear my clothes baggy. I'm from Chicago,
Jesus,
baby.
it's 2020. The baggy went out in
really
1995.
Gangbanger 90s shit, though. I love
exactly. I'm still on that. But here's the thing, too, though. Around my shoulders is a completely different story than around my waist. So, like, I have a girl's waist. It's very fucking tiny. My shoulders are big. So it looks nice on the shoulders, nice on the arms, but around my waist it's nice and airy. You know, it's loose. You know, I can get in my pocket.
Looks like a skirt on him.
Shit. I'd rather that.
Shit, you can throw shit up
I'd
your shirt
rather
if you
that.
need to.
Listen, give me that than skinny jeans. I don't do nothing tight. I hate tight clothes. I do not like anything tight. I want my shit to breathe. Now back to the food question. Protein, lots of steak, lots of chicken. Lots of fish, lots of cod, lots of salmon. Sometimes
lots
tilapia.
of steak. This is going to be the guy that's going to die of a heart attack before us. We might be fat and old, but he's going to have a heart attack.
But see, that's in America.
Well, see,
too.
we're fat and
Australia,
old with women, and that keeps our blood pressure a little more intact.
No, you're fat and old with a woman. I have women. Jokey joke.
All right.
Only one.
Listen.
But no. Like,
listen. I don't know anything.
I replaced the steak for lamb chops because lamb is more.
Oh, I love lamb.
Easier to get over here.
Oh, lamb chops is so good.
Dude, lamb is great.
I'll eat a little bit like in a Euro sandwich, but other than that shit's all gooey.
Leg of lamb, roast, lamb chops, cutlets, all that shit.
Listen to me.
That's so easy to get over here. So
fucking delicious.
And then chicken, like
fucking
I said.
Delicious.
The occasional steak over here too, but it's a bit more expensive to get.
So you're constantly making these things throughout the day. This is what's happening.
Yes. Yeah, like, well, The mother of my child is making them. My best friend is in there. She's in the kitchen. I usually got about 6 chops in the fridge. Usually got a plate with steak and mixed vegetables, or a big ass container of
How much are you eating?
thighs.
How much steak? How many ounces at a time are we ooh?
Maybe 14, 16.
A pound of beef.
Yeah, about a pound.
You have steak every day, you say, or do you have some kind of red meat every day?
No. I'm just throwing out. I'm just throwing out different protein.
Right.
So like,
how often are you eating red meat?
How often am I eating red meat? Probably. I'll go. Probably like 1 week red meat, 1 week red meat, 1 week like chicken and fish.
So 1 week red meat, like you're eating red meat just about every day, like for a week straight.
For lunch maybe, and then for dinner.
And then what is that, like burger patties, steaks, or is that just steaks?
No. We're just lamb. I'm in Australia right now.
Just lamb.
Now
Okay.
in at home, it would be like bison, or a steak. Yeah, good old beef chuck. I like beef chuck. You know.
Hey, a good bison burger is not bad though. I fuck with the bison.
That's
so
lean
good.
meat. That is lean.
Because it's super lean. Yeah.
Also, beef.
Well, I get my beef pretty lean too. Yeah, I always get 80-20.
Ugh.
I love beef tongue.
Oh, see, I get that shit. 80-20 is still a little greasy though. I get that 93-7. I only really get that because my lady gets that.
That's too much. But see, do you have a problem with crumble there?
No.
Does it dry out a little easier? I'm going to have to try some 93.7 just to see how it cooks.
But see, you got to remember, too, like a burger is red meat. You don't have to cook it all the way through. Like a good
Yeah, I know that. Dude, that's why I love beef
edible,
so much.
You know?
I love beef so much because if it's undercooked, you're still going to be alive.
It's weird. Like people think if you take beef and you have it in steak form, like you have a ribeye, you order that shit medium rare, medium, whatever. I prefer mine medium, and then you take that same exact piece of meat and you grind it up and make it into a patty. People expect that a burger patty has to be cooked to shit, like overcooked hockey puck. Like you can have pink in the middle. It's beef. You can cook a burger patty the same exact way as you cook a steak.
When it comes to me and my beef, you can take my cow and put it near the grill. Rare all day, baby.
Listen, baby. I like my beef like I like my pussy. Pink, baby, all the way. Ow! Yummy.
I want my shit red. I want my shit red.
Yeah,
it should still be mooing when I get it. I want blood.
That's too much.
Medium rare for me. Medium rare. That's too much. But medium rare for me, baby. Like anywhere I go, if I'm getting a steak, give me that shit with some fucking pink in it. And don't you fucking dare jet me, goddammit. You better not. You better know how long to cook that motherfucker. But what was your question? You had a question a while ago. I hope you didn't forget it. You don't smoke pot,
it's kind of
so
off
no
topic
excuse.
because we started getting on topic. But okay, so it went back to kind of fast food, but then it really wasn't about food. I sent out this article to you guys the other day, and man, it got me. It irritated me because this is how fucking sensitive we are today. This is how much I feel America is becoming.
Bro, listen to
pussy and soft.
I want to be dead before all this shit really turns.
So a couple things about this story. A mom takes her family coming back from some kind of family vacation, and they're in Ohio. My lady lived in Ohio for a couple of years. She said Ohio sucks, and we were just talking about
Most
Ohio.
People in Ohio say Ohio
so
sucks. I'm in Ohio now.
This fits perfectly. They were a few hours from home still, and everybody was getting hungry. They stop at a McDonald's, and as part of her story, she goes in like she'd never been to a McDonald's before. It's 2019. What the fuck you mean you've never been to a McDonald's before? She's like, oh, there's so many pictures and pretty colors and signs. I didn't even know what to expect. I thought we were just going to order cheeseburgers and fries, but they have so many options and so much stuff. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's McDonald's. What the fuck are you talking about? But she writes this blog, and the point of her blog is she had 2 kids, and she orders 2 Happy Meals. And the cashier asks, what gender are your children? And she said that she looked at the cashier with confusion on my face. I was not sure what to think. Why is she asking me the gender of my children? And she said the cashier asked her again, boys or girls? And she said, well, give me one of each. The whole point of her blog was that she felt offended that they asked the gender of her child, because the whole point was to determine whether or not they wanted the girl Happy Meal or the boy Happy Meal.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And so she went on a whole rant about how this had to stop. This was insensitive. This was not okay. And fast food companies are not allowed to ask about the gender of your child and should never be able to ask the gender of your child. And
see what I'm saying?
Any toy should
you
be
see why I'm
conservative for a boy or girls.
You see why I'm conservative in some of my views about this social justice fucking shit? How it's gotten out of hand to the point where that was such a normal thing when you went to the fast food restaurants as a kid in the 90s. Oh, do you have a son or daughter? You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay.
They determine what toy you got. That's all it's for. To determine whether or not you got the doll or you got the fucking Hot Wheel.
Some stupid.
So now we got to give both toys to one fucking kid just in case they don't know what sex they are? No,
what's going to happen is that the toy's going to go away. The Happy Meal's not going to be a thing. All these fucking social mommies that have these confused fucking kids. Is that a prediction
of yours, or did you read that somewhere?
No, this is my assumption. It's my view on the world. Is that
if I had to
all these fucking social justice warrior mommies who have transgender 10-year-olds because they want to.
They don't know what the fuck sex they want to
be. They're gonna fight this and take this to the Supreme Court, and now next thing you know, Happy Meals aren't gonna allow that toys.
I know we sound.
Whatever. I don't care because
I don't care either, bro. I don't care either. Listen,
fucking country. What is happening?
Yeah,
what is fucking going on?
The whole thing about toys. I don't see them taking toys away. What they might do though is they might add a transgender toy, or some sort of non-binary toy.
I just don't think.
I mean, I can see that happening, but I don't see them taking the toys away.
But it's not even about how. What do you need to make a fucking little robot or a car or sunglasses
this
whatever?
Stupid, bro. I don't
these
know, bro.
toys might be. That's the thing. How do you make those fucking? And that's my problem with this whole. This is why this woke shit is so out of hand, and that's why people have taken this whole thing of being offended to a whole new level, because now they think that a simple question is literally a dig. They think a simple question is a dig.
Well, they're dumb.
They're
as fuck.
offended by a question.
There's a difference between if we're talking about the whole gender issue, that's one thing. But if we're talking about asshole, stupid social justice warriors who need safe spaces, that's something else completely. Fuck the safe space. Fuck the social justice warriors. Fuck the whole. Honestly, if you're offended, that's okay. You have a right to be offended, and I have a right to offend you.
Hey,
if you have a problem,
Brando, I have a question for you.
You can just lick my left testicle. What's that?
How does it feel to not read social justice warrior shit on Twitter? Because that's literally all Twitter has turned into.
It feels
social justice cesspool.
Very right. It feels wonderful. It feels like that's one less thing that I have to fucking be annoyed with, like my fucking Facebook page when idiots comment on shit.
See, but Facebook, I see that's why I've been fucking with Facebook a lot lately, because Facebook really is customizable. If you have a friend that has their fucking their political belief system, they're retweeting, and you just get a flood of transgender support and What was it? I shared a story the other day. Did you see the story that I shared? They were like, oh, they always associate crazy cat ladies. They always associate, cats with women because of crazy cat lady, blah, blah, blah. But they never talk about the crazy cat men. And so they posted a bunch of pictures with dudes with their cats. Oh. And that was the take they were taking on it. And I'm like, you see what I'm saying? Like, all of us.
The thing that gets me really isn't. I just, if you have a belief, but please support it in something. You know what I mean? People aren't supporting their beliefs in shit. If you post a bunch of pictures, I'm just gonna go and swipe on by. My biggest thing is if you're offended, you have the right to be offended. I don't care if you're offended.
But
bitch away.
Exactly. I have the right to not give a fuck.
I have the right to not give a fuck. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, that's some crazy ass shit. But here's the thing: if you do come on my page and you're supporting laws that are in favor of rape victims carrying their rapist children, well, then we have a problem. Or anything along those lines, then we have a problem. So
I agree.
It's just that's the sort of shit.
1,000%.
Social justice warriors, safe spaces. Get the fuck out of here. Soft ass.
Yeah, it made me mad. I want a Happy Meal with a Barbie toy and a Hot Wheel toy. Goddammit.
I want a Happy Meal with an assault rifle in it.
This fucking guy.
That's what I
What did you say?
Happy Meal with an assault rifle in it.
Yep. I want an AR-15 in my Happy Meal.
You know what would have been so fucking fire? Honestly, if we can get little, water guns as toys from McDonald's.
Yo,
they never did that.
You used to be able to. I used to get squirt guns.
I was going to say that. Yes. I saw that in the
Wendy's.
90s,
Wendy's used to
98.
give squirt guns in their toys in the summertime.
Wendy's, really?
All the time. Yes.
Was it Wendy's?
Oh, imagine if they did that now. Imagine if they did that now. Woo!
Oh, the uproar.
Holy shit-a-roni. America would be shitting
This guy adds
themselves.
Roni to the end of every cuss word just for shits and giggles.
Absolutely.
I was editing a podcast a while back and he said fuckeroni. And I was like, do I leave this in or do I just, what do I do?
Do I leave this in?
Oh, don't take me out. Leave how I always.
There's more violence at Popeyes over the goddamn chicken sandwich. People
by the way, I have to talk about that. I was on a streaming service the other day, and there was a gentleman who was saying that and I know you guys are gonna know where this is going. He's not racist. He's not trying to be racist.
Oh
but
boy.
Black people are fighting over chicken, and
Oh shit!
And punching each other out.
Oh my god!
The injustice
That's black
of
on black
people.
crime. If I ever saw it, right?
At all. I ain't trying to be racist. That's not what I'm trying to do, guys. Do I sound racist? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be racist. But black people, they just can't get their chicken thinking over. It's a sandwich. And here's the thing. I actually agree with a lot of that. My whole problem is...
agree very much with that.
Yeah, but the only problem is, how come no one's talking about white people fighting over jewelry boxes at JCPenney? Or...
Facts.
How come no one's talking about... the two Mexicans at Walmart who get into a fucking fight over some diapers, a box of diapers they saw.
How about the white bitches that fucking start dragging each other down for TVs on Black Friday?
Oh my God!
You don't ever report on that, but you report on the first Hispanic people to fight over a TV. God damn it!
Or black people at Popeyes.
Or black people.
That's the thing that gets me. So I have no problem. Like the whole color
It's
thing.
so funny.
the media
It's
loves it.
So funny
The fact
because
that
we talked about
no
this a
one wants
while
to
back, and you know what? You say the Hispanic people fight over TVs, the black people fight over TVs, but you know what they do report on? They report on the white people fighting over socks. We fucking fight over socks. Socks, people. It's fucking socks. We fight over socks and packs of underwear. We gotta go and get that $1 fucking deal on 10 pairs of socks and 7 pairs of underwear. Like, you goddamn fucking white people, you're killing me. You're killing me,
bro.
bro.
Like it's nuts. It's
It's
weird.
amazing.
It's weird. Like what people will point out is a problem. You know, you're white, so the first thing you point at it. You know, I'm not trying to be racist, but you know these fucking black people at Popeyes.
But you are being racist. I'm not trying to be racist, but excuse me as I'm racist for just a quick second, right?
For a quick second, I'm
It's
just
always
saying the
just
most racist shit.
honestly just how it
God
goes,
damn,
bro.
this shit is
Listen,
I love
but you know what's
bro,
so funny?
Whenever you hear that, dude, whenever you hear that, you know, I'm not trying to be racist, you know the wildest shit is about
or
to come
just
out of this nigga's
anything.
mouth.
Or just anything. Listen, I'm not trying to make you mad, but sit down real quick. Let me make you mad. But here's this, yo. The media loves this shit. They will capitalize on this moment at any time because I remember this was about 3 years ago. Fucking, there was a Popeyes in some part of the country that had run out of chicken. And they started interviewing the customers. Every fucking person was black. Hey, yo, I don't got no chicken, man. How they got no chicken? Everyone. And I'm like, wow, you guys are such fucking pieces of shit taking this
question is,
moment
you said
and
this was
capitalizing
Popeyes?
on it.
Was this Popeyes?
Yeah, I think it was a Popeyes that had run out of chicken.
You want to know why you didn't see any white people there? It's only because it wasn't KFC.
That's true, bro. White people support the white nationalist.
No,
Let me go ahead.
no,
Let me go. Hang on.
no,
Let me go ahead.
No,
Hang on.
we
Let me show
support
my
chicken.
white
No,
flag.
this is actually
Yeah,
very
we
true.
like
Hold
chicken,
on.
too.
No,
Hang on.
Brando's onto something.
Let me show my white flag. I support KFC. I don't like Popeyes.
Wave your white flag all over the place, baby
I'm
boy.
gonna wave it up. White is right. I support KFC.
Yeah, baby, white
See, I
power.
like
Listen.
KFC's chicken. Well, no, see, I like it all, man. I like KFC's chicken. I like Popeye's biscuits and their mashed potatoes. And yo, they got bomb ass strawberry drink.
Yeah,
Nobody
white
else got
power.
strawberry drink. Church's got the bomb ass fried okra.
Yo, Church's got the bomb ass everything. I fuck with Church's. That's some greasy ass
Can we
shit,
talk
nigga.
about that?
shit-
White people shat on white people who had churches shat on churches for so many years. I had churches for the first time last year, and I'm like, yo, this shit is so bomb. Why do people hate on church's chicken?
I love Church's
I
chicken.
think
What's the
because
hate?
it's not, it's in select countries. It's not a very widespread chain. Like Popeyes and KFC take the cake, so people don't know about it. Like we don't have any of it.
No,
out
but I'm
here.
saying people who talk, they talked like people who had it. Like I remember,
okay,
I
okay,
didn't have
okay.
it I didn't have churches in the East Coast, right?
Yeah.
But
We don't
people
have it
I
in
knew
the
from
West
like
either.
Tennessee, the South, all this stuff, like parts of the South, they would go, yo, churches is like that cheap shit. You don't want it. I mean, like, we don't have that money for Popeyes. We got money for churches. You know what I'm saying? That was always the joke. And it's like, people will be like, oh, it's the cheap ass chicken. You don't want it. It doesn't taste as
It's
good.
always
But
a
yo, I
hot
had
ass.
that
You know what I'm
shit.
gonna say? It's always a hot ass MILF at the fucking register at churches. Like, I noticed
Bro, you're not lying, bro.
that. Some real shit.
No.
Or
he
it's
might be onto
an
something.
extra large MILF that takes all that extra chicken home every night. And
Where'd you
maybe
go to
we're not
churches at?
gonna call her a MILF. Maybe we just
Were
call
you-
her a
were you-
large
Were
woman.
you in California
I was in Cali, yeah.
when you got church? Yeah, that's why that bitch was big.
That's why.
No, I didn't go to churches while I was there. I don't
Where'd you
know
go to
if they have
churches?
churches in Victorville. I don't know if they got churches down there.
Listen,
I'm not sure.
got that bomb ass red beans and rice. They got the fucking
that's my
mashed potatoes.
go-to. And they got strawberry drink.
What's your favorite part of the chicken? If you're getting full chicken, what are you getting?
The part that
And
I'm
the
eating
breast
right
and the
now,
wings.
No, the thighs and the legs.
The thighs, baby.
Motherfuckers
Give me that
eating
fat.
chicken right now. What are you eating?
I mean, I'm eating
this
boneless chicken thighs.
He's eating chicken right now.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good, bro. I'm so jealous. I love thighs so
It's
much,
like 11
man.
a.m. in Australia, Friday morning.
This nigga is munching on some chicken.
I'm just eating shit. I got a plate of chicken in front of
That's
me right
some
now,
real
bro.
nigga shit. That's how you know he got his dick wet this morning, man.
No.
Nah, man. Hell yeah, fuck that
All
shit
you
up,
need
bro.
is some biscuits and some gravy.
Listen, and let's talk about them honey buttered biscuits or honey glazed biscuits from Church's. Them shits are the bomb as fuck.
See, I
So-
don't like Church's biscuits. Give me the Popeyes.
But see, I
biscuits.
like-
Theirs is more like
No, of
buttery
course,
and
Popeyes-
garlicky.
No, Popeyes is top notch, but I'm saying if you're gonna get from Church's, don't pass up on their biscuits. They're pretty good.
Give me the chicken. It's a toss up for me on the chicken. Like I'll take chicken from all three of the places, but like give me the Popeyes biscuits. Give me the
No,
mashed
see-
potatoes and gravy. Give me the
I'm gonna
KFC
put-
potato wedges. Give me that
I'm gonna
fried
put
okra from
KFC
Church's.
last. I'm not saying I
Depends. If
hate
you give me that
KFC, but
extra
I'm gonna
crispy.
say I'm putting KFC in third place.
Overall.
Overall, yeah.
Okay.
I'm putting them in third place. We had
So
little
you
fried chicken
both have
spots.
been in the South
especially
right now. You both have been in the South. You guys fuck with Bojangles?
I
Yes.
fuck with
Isn't that
Bojangles.
that's a
Nigga.
Oh my God.
that's a chicken joint,
Nigga.
right?
And yes, and let me tell you something about Bojangles, man. I had Bojangles a couple months ago in the Charlotte airport, and when I got it, every time I've gotten Bojangles, whether in Florida, whether in North Carolina, it's always been scorching hot.
See, I've never
That
had
fried
it. I don't know
chicken
about
is
it.
just
You know what I like about
We don't have it
Bojangles?
around
I like
here. That is definitely
I like
a
that you can
Southeast
get-
thing.
I like that you can get like chicken, like all one style. Like you could get a 10-piece dark, a 12-piece dark.
Yeah, I like
a
that shit
8-piece
too.
White. I like that. I don't like no mixed any. If I can,
But
if I
you
can
can
do
get that at
KFC, I
Popeyes
will.
and KFC too. You just gotta ask.
yeah,
that now?
and that's
I
the bullshit
They'll
about
give you
ordering
extra-
on the
they'll give you
fucking
extra
app.
Dark. They'll give you all.
I
white.
asked
But I want
before,
you to
and
just give me all.
They're gonna
fucking
charge you
legs
for
and
that
thighs,
shit. They're
baby.
gonna charge you more.
Well, see, Bojangles doesn't do that.
Yeah,
That's what
Bojangles
you
does
keep
not do
cramming
that.
that
You
shit
can
in
ask
your
for whatever the
face.
fuck you want.
Yeah, but so what is their thing?
All right,
their
hold
chicken
on.
though? Like what are they known for?
Oh yeah,
Is
their
it their
chicken
chicken?
and their
Yeah, their
and their
chicken.
fries. Their
Okay.
And their signature sweet tea, baby. Oh my God, you fucking
yeah, their
went
sweet
into
tea is
that
super
shit. That
huge.
shit is
I'm not a big
liquid
sweet tea fan,
ecstasy.
so
No,
I'm
me
a
neither.
huge sweet tea fan.
I don't mind tea,
I drink
but
sweet tea
no, I'll way
100
up that
miles
sweet
an
tea.
hour. Bro.
tea
That
is
shit
fine,
is
but
wonderful.
sweet, like water
Like
and
give me a
sugar
little sweet
together.
Like give me a
it's
little
rough.
sweet in it, but no.
Nope.
Yeah.
Bojangles
You know what?
sweet
I'm
tea.
that old guy.
No,
that
I like
fuck
the
with
fake
Arnold
teas.
Palmer. Like give me that
Yep,
half
me
lemon
too.
and half iced tea.
Give me that. Give me those
that's
tall boys.
disgusting.
I know it's disgusting,
Yeah,
but give me those
boy,
tall
that
boys.
Tall can.
Yep, from
That Arizona
Arizona
Arnold
or
Palmer.
even Caddyshack, Peace Tea. Right, that's
You
it.
can get the
I'll
Arizona
drink
in a
that
12 pack,
garbage.
bro. You can get the Arizona 12 pack.
Are you
The
serious?
Arnold Palmer. Yeah. Arizona makes a 12 pack.
Oh.
Arnold Palmer iced tea cans. Hey, when you guys fuck with drinking shit like soda, beer, anything, you prefer can or bottle?
Can
I wish
bottle
everything
is more
everything came in
economical.
glass. I
Me
wish
too.
till this day that everything came
I
in
was
glass.
just
Even
thinking
if I
glass
get
too,
like
but-
them little glass like Coke bottles you can get like that are like you get the little 6 packs or
Mexican
whatever. I
Cokes?
wish you can get a 12 pack of Coke like in glass bottles. I
So
prefer
I'll
everything
tell
in
you,
glass.
Coke. I'm sure you're a dinosaur, so you'll know that
This fucking-
Coke used to actually be packaged in glass bottles,
Yeah, yes,
like
of course,
officially
of course.
those 20 ounces.
Of course,
So
yes.
plastic flattens the shit out of soda. That's why.
Well, yeah, because you screw
cannot
that cap
own-
off and you hear the carbonation leave every time.
Every time, man.
You hear that.
And listen, no matter how much you shake it up, if you tighten it back up to put that pressure, there's never the same amount of carbonation in there.
Well, they say
The
you're
thing I
supposed
like
to squeeze the bottle a little bit and then then screw the lid on, and that does something so that not as much carbonation leaves when you unscrew the lid. But if
I got you.
I mean, it's been so
But you
long
still
since I
gotta
drank
do
a
it.
2 liter.
But cans,
20 ounce.
see, here's the thing I love about cans. Certain cans keep your shit, depending where
Colder.
you had it, if you had it in the freezer or whatever, it keeps that shit cold for a while.
Yeah.
So, it gives you access to drink it. And the flavor, I've always loved the flavor of things out of aluminum material.
Yeah, I like it better out of glass. I think you get a more pure flavor out of glass.
No, it's definitely
I'm one of
more
those
pure because
weirdos
it's
that
not
thinks
taking
that
in
you
any
get this
chemicals.
off taste. I think there's an off taste to a can.
Oh,
But I mean,
yeah.
obviously, I drink out of cans all day long, so it's
No, there is
I
a
do it.
taste, and there is a taste out
Yeah.
of plastic. This dullness
sure.
taste that is added to the drink. When this glass, you get the pure flavor of that drink, man. That's why I love that most Caribbean sodas or sodas from other countries are packaged in glass, because they know what it is, man. They want their product to
like
go to
that's
good
that
use.
big thing now is getting the Mexican Coke, right? Like Costco,
Yeah.
they do that. You get the big cases of the Mexican Coke.
Yep.
Comes in the glass bottles. Is made from like the
Oh, hey,
cane sugar
quick
or
question. Do I have my
whatever.
Red Bull or my cold brew? Which one do I let out my heart for?
Coffee?
All right, coffee it is. I'll be right back, fellas.
Yeah, coffee. You're a coffee guy. Plus, I don't want you to have a heart attack on air.
Baby. Nice and black.
That's how he likes his dick. How's that chicken, Brando? What'd you do to it? Tell the people what'd you do to your chicken. Just boiled, broiled, baked, fried? What'd you do to your chicken? And he's gone, and I'm just left. Okay. Well, I will entertain the people then. We are live, and I am here by myself. This is fantastic. All right. Let's go to Twitter and see what we can find on Twitter for the people. All right. Remember, if you want to call 442-244-9900 or toll free 844-997-0775. Hit us up on Twitter at CPPod100. That's where we do most of our interaction. It's CPPod100 across all social media platforms. So you can find us on Facebook and Instagram right there too. But Twitter, we check that more regularly. So fuck with us on Twitter.
I was drinking this cold brew last week. I think it was. And I started feeling what you old people feel when you drink a lot of caffeine.
The shakes.
Your heart beating out of your chest almost. No, not the shakes, but my heart was pumping. I literally felt my heart going.
See, I got heart problems, and I don't really feel that. It doesn't affect my heart so much that I mean, there has been some times where I do notice it.
Never happens. I can sleep.
But I do get the shakes. And so I got to eat a little something. When I drink coffee, I got to make some toast. And I'm just a coffee in the morning guy. I can't do that all day shit. I'm not one of those guys. Like I see my family members do the coffee.
I love coffee so much.
In the evening time after dinner, they're like, "Oh, I'll have a cup of coffee."
My love came older. My love came older.
But yeah, exactly. I didn't used to be this way. But you know what? I also know something about myself, and I'm very geographical with my vices. Like here in Australia, I don't smoke weed. I drink. And I drink other things, like I drink alcohol, obviously, and then
That's
of course
how you are in other countries too, though.
No. That's not right. Canada, don't do that. Brazil, very, very limited drinking. Japan, almost never. South Korea, almost never. Here, I drink alcohol, coffee, tea. Coffee and tea.
I fuck with tea. I love tea.
Fucking
I really
much
do. A lot of people
fucking
don't
tea.
like tea, but I fuck with tea.
Bro,
I love a good hot
look.
tea, cold tea.
Now-
I like tea.
In America, I don't drink coffee and tea. I don't do it.
You don't drink none of it at all?
I would say never. I mean, I go to Starbucks. I like a Java chip frap. You know, I get Ice Peak. Or not Ice Peak. Gold Peak. Or you know what I mean? Gold Leaf.
I said I'll get the Java chip frappuccino.
Java chip frappuccino, baby. That's my coffee. But I won't drink a coffee and tea in America because
you're such a child in an adult body.
I am. I can be anyway. Someone said that about cheese pizza also. But
cheese
in America
pizza is
though,
so good.
In America though, I'll drink alcohol. I'll smoke weed. I'll get down with that shit.
Yeah.
In Canada, for some reason though, like when I'm up in Canada and shit, I don't actually drink alcohol, and I don't know why it is that way. I can't explain it. In Brazil, I'll drink at parties. Like if I'm going to a party on Saturday. But I think the rest, that's because I'm working out there. Like there's martial arts stuff to keep you. Like, you don't really have a lot of time to be.
I have no shame in my game.
No,
I drink. I would say I'm borderline alcoholic.
I change it up. Can do that shit all the time.
Drink my cup and a half, 2 cups of coffee in the morning time. I drink a soda, maybe one throughout the day. I drink a lot of water too, though. Make sure I get my water, but I drink a lot of beer and I drink a lot of liquor. Way more liquor than I probably should. My mom was a bit of an alcoholic, and I definitely took after her. We're Irish, man. I'm like 58% Irish, so my mom's maiden name was McNulty, and I definitely take that McNulty name. I'm a big time drinker. And I always have been.
You got a Mick in your name?
I was the guy.
So your family has Mick in their name. Are they offended by? Is that why they didn't want McDonald's to call it the Big Mick?
I feel like there's a joke there, but I think you really failed.
Yeah, I do too, but it kind of went right over me. I
think you failed on that one, dude.
Because the Big Mac is called the Big Mac, why wouldn't it be called the Big Mick? Would that be a slur to an Irishman?
No. Well, okay, so McNulty is my mom's side of the family. My mom's side of the family, I loved them to death, but we are very different people. My mom's side of the family is very, man, it's tough. I describe them.
What was your dad's side?
A little more hoity-toity. My dad's side, I love my dad's side of the family because I relate more to them. They're average Joes. They work hard. They all work hard, but they're average Joes. They enjoy a good drink from time to time. See, my mom's side of the family is very Catholic. They grew up. My mom's sisters. They're all
Irish,
Catholic.
though. Everybody's Irish. They're both.
Yes.
Okay.
No, on my dad's side, we're a mixed bag.
Okay, that's what I thought. Broomfield. That's what I thought.
All my Irish comes from my mom's side. Everything else I have in me is my dad's side. Scandinavian. Everything is all on my dad's side. My dad is a mixed bag.
Okay.
We are mutts.
Wow.
So my mom's side of the family is a little bit different.
But you're white. I mean, like, let's just be honest. Like, when
Facts.
we all come,
I'm 100% European.
You're a fucking 100% a white devil. What we would like to call us minorities a white devil.
Yes.
Yep. If you had handcuffs, a nightstick, and a walkie-talkie hanging off of your belt.
So I did that 23andMe. Big shout out to my new aunt. I found out that my dad had a half sister that we never knew about. Met her this past weekend. And that's big shout out to 23andMe. She found me on there and I connected her with my dad. So my dad got to meet his sister that he knew about, but never met her. 60 plus years. They finally met for the first time, so that was cool. But when I did the 23andMe thing, I do have 0.5% Congo. I got a little African in me. I got my black card.
Not at the moment, I hope.
Come on.
I knew you would.
Come on.
I knew it. No, bro.
Come on.
Too late. You are too late too often to not be black. You are black, man. We knew it. You're never on time. You hang out with too many fucking black people. The chick you're fucking is Mexican. You're black, dude.
Listen, I've always said, like, there are some white folks like Adam that just carry the gene, the sociological gene of fucking niggas.
So before, so Slim, me and Slim hung out every day. Well, we hung out basically over the phone or on Skype, and we were doing the morning show, our little morning show on Vapor Radio and all that kind of stuff. And he would say the same exact thing. He's like, you can't be white. Sometimes you there's just no way. I said, bro, you see me? I'm white as white can be. He said, but he's like, if I saw you in the street, I would never have approached you. But if getting to know you, and he was kind of forced to get to know me because we met when I was working out in Arkansas. He's like, that's the only reason I gave you a chance is because I was forced to get to know you. Otherwise, you were just a white dude on the street. I had no interest in getting to know you. I was
Until he met you and realized this nigga might be a nigga, man. This nigga.
Yeah. So. But my dad said too, like growing up, like we lived in North Portland, and for anybody that knows North Portland back in the 80s was predominantly a black part of the neighborhood, and so it was very rough. And my dad, when I'd go visit him on the weekends, I hung out with all the black kids. He said they would come over to my house. I had my little turtle pool in the side yard. There was 2 little black girls that I hung out with the most. And they'd come over, and I think I was trying to bend them over my turtle pool. Like, I was 5, 6 years old, trying to get that black pussy.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah. No, but it's...
Fucking shit at that age.
It's interesting learning about your family, though. I'll tell you that. If you guys ever get a chance to do that 23andMe, if you ever had any questions about wanting to know anything, it's kind of interesting.
I don't have any questions about it. I want to know what the government is getting from me.
I don't care. I mean, figure it out.
I want to know what the government is getting from me.
I'm not hiding anything. I got nothing.
It's not even about what you're hiding. It's about taking your DNA and making... It's about taking your DNA and making clones of you.
Who cares? What? Who cares? Great. Fantastic. I live on forever. Fantastic. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not stressing.
What is it? What do you care? What is that? Does that really bother you? Is that something you really think about?
No.
No, not really. It was more so of a joke.
It doesn't matter.
But there is something a little off though for me. I don't know exactly what it is, but there is something off for me about sending off my fucking DNA to some unknown motherfucker who's gonna type up some fucking report of anybody that can say anything about me. I can write up a report about anything. How do you know it's being tested and they're just not generating a fucking report? It's just I don't want to say that it's not real, but I'm just saying that it's just such a weird that you offer a service, you want me to spit in something, and then you want to send me a printout of something. Anybody can send me a printout of anything if I send them my spit.
Well, I mean, they hit on some things that I already knew.
You already knew, yeah.
So I mean, they know something. They're doing something right because I definitely knew I was Irish, and I definitely knew I had some British, UK stuff in me, and they confirmed all of that. So it was just some other things that I wanted to know, and they shared that with me by giving me my printout. So they're doing something and actually studying something.
Wait a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not. I need to be more so convinced and looked into it to do it, because I just feel like everything nowadays is a scam. Anything you put your money towards is a scam unless you have physical proof that this shit is actually going to work for you.
I agree with that.
And so.
But in this situation, I felt like if they're going to take something from me, I don't care. They're not going to hurt anything. They're not getting access to my bank account because of my DNA, so I don't care. Like, that's where I was at with this. But I definitely agree everything is a scam. I feel like a lot of things, we wouldn't get 172 scam phone calls a day if this wasn't a thing that we were having to worry about in today's society. Like, it's just a thing. You have to be on high alert. If you're not on high alert, then you're not normal. There's something wrong with you.
Tie something back to something you said earlier today. In our conversation. I love socks. Get me all the socks in the world for Christmas. White people.
I knew you had some white in you. I knew it.
Get me some socks. My socks seem to go missing all the goddamn time. And I just need socks. So I'm fine with that. I'm totally okay. I'm American. I've always said I'm American. I love burgers. I like fucking fattening garbage when I indulge. And I don't know. I like white women. I'm American.
Okay. And he loves white women.
Love white women.
And this is Bachelor
white woman, like
one.
white woman is the physical, like if there was a God, white women would be like the proof for me. Like the white pussy would be like if somebody went, yo, white pussy is because of God, I'd be like, oh shit. There might just be a God.
Where did that come from?
Because I talked about my love for white women.
Yo,
you guys are having a tough time tying things back to everything today.
White women are right up there with alcohol, oxygen, and money. White pussy smells better than dead presidents.
Dude.
I'm telling you.
I know you're quiet because you're with a Mexican. I get it. You have to be a loyalist.
Yeah, it did get awkwardly
your dick is getting
in here.
Your dick is getting.
Sorry, I was trying to read Twitter.
Cut off. I remember when I was dating a Mexican, and my boy was like, "Oh, you dating one of them Cali Mexicans, nigga? You better not cheat on her. She'll stab you in the thighs, nigga."
Nah, I don't have that kind of Mexican. She's a veteran. She'd probably shoot me in the head, but nah, it's nothing like that. She's not crazy Mexican. She's the knows how to cook Mexican. There's a difference.
She's the mama Mexican. The mama type Mexican.
Yeah. You know
what I'm saying? She's folding clothes constantly.
She's the taking care of you.
She knows how to make tortillas, homemade.
Facts. Homemade.
That type
Spanish
shit.
Yes.
What's your
Talking about
What's
beans,
up,
having a pot of beans on the stove for 2.5 days. Yeah.
She had big titties?
Yeah.
She knows that.
She has big titties?
Yeah. Huh?
She does, yeah. She got big titties?
Solid.
She had a nice ass too, or is she has buttocks or she have hips?
Both.
Yeah, good questions.
Both.
Are they wider? Do they stick,
Okay.
Does that ass stick out?
I'm cautious of
Is
what
there
I'm
a
saying.
hill-
She's probably listening.
Is there a hill down to her ass?
Or does it pop up like a
Or
bubble?
does it kind of like, yeah. All right, don't answer any of these. All right, just forget it. How about this? How about this? What's your favorite asset?
Her cheeks. I'll let you decide.
Which ones? You are such a fucking
Yes. You get your ass beaten bad, don't you? Yeah, that man get turned over and get spanked.
I told you,
God
Mexican
damn,
women
bro.
were put here to make white men say, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything."
Adam gets his ass kicked in bed, bro. This shit is hilarious. No.
No big dogs anytime soon.
Nope, not gonna happen.
No.
Fuck.
Hey, wait. I wanted to bring this back around because you were talking about big dogs. Did you guys hear this story about the lady whose husband came home after being away at work for like on a vacation or not a vacation, but on a work thing for like 3 days, and his wife was found in the bathroom dead because her two Great Danes had attacked her.
What?
Yes.
Because her two Great Danes attacked her?
And yes.
two Great
And the
Danes
husband had been
attacked her.
telling her,
They were rescue Great Danes.
because one of them was one of them had shown vicious tendencies prior, and
Yeah.
the husband was telling her,
He had bit-
get
the
rid
dog
of
had
the
bit
dog,
him.
get rid of the dog. And she didn't want to, and she was found mauled to death in her house by
In her
the
bathroom.
husband, blood leading to the door and everything, the front door and everything. As soon as he walked in,
Yeah.
he
It's crazy.
saw blood
I was gonna
trailing
bring
from
that
the
up when we were
bathroom,
talking
and
about
she
dogs.
was
Wait,
dead
but
in there.
but only one of the Great Danes did this, or like
Both of them
They don't really
attacked
know.
her.
both of
They don't really.
They don't
know.
really know.
Yeah,
But
there
it seems
there
like both of
there
them
was bite
attacked
marks
her.
on the leg, and there was bite marks on just under her armpit. So they think it got like her main artery there that goes from the leg up or whatever.
All the way up.
They
Yep.
think it got that main arterial artery that, and she bled out. So
where
Yeah.
were the dogs when he came home?
somehow she had gotten them to the patio.
They were there.
She had gotten them outside.
She had
to
gotten
the
them
patio,
outside, and then I think she had
and then she went to
laid
the
in the bathroom
bathroom.
and died
in
out.
the bathroom.
Yeah, and bled
Yep.
out. Yeah, it was kind of great. I was gonna bring that up when we're talking about dogs, because big dogs, man, Great Danes, stuff like that.
But that's my point.
That's my thing
see
too. With
my
like
point,
pit
though?
bulls. People want
Like,
to say
somebody-
pit bulls are
I
the
love
greatest
pit bulls.
dogs,
Don't
but
get me started.
Yeah, but
yes, to an extent.
Time.
To an extent.
Yeah, but
I met the
But guys,
greatest pit bull when I was down in Cali, but there's definitely pit bulls that are breeded improperly.
No, they are bred,
And they
they're
got a fucking loose
inbred to that
cannon.
shit, bro.
Yeah.
No, they are. They're
And they
trained to
will
fight.
maul
That's
your
what
ass.
that's in their genes. But
Yeah.
this is why I have an issue with pet owners. This lack of like realism.
whoa!
Of,
What?
like-
No way.
Yeah,
You cannot saddle pet owners as a demographic with this sort of shit. Hang on, wait.
no, I
Did they-
can
quick,
because
but wait, hang
people.
on.
She was warned. She was told, "Yo, this dog."
She was warned, but look,
You're
is
not
there a
gonna
way
be able-
Is there
she's
a
a
good way to
petite
own
woman.
pets? Hang on. Is there a good way to own pets? To me, the way I'm hearing it, and I could be wrong, but the way I'm hearing it, it sounds like they got these Great Danes from somewhere.
It was
when
a
they
rescue.
were-
They were rescues. They got
It was a
them
rescue.
from
Bingo. Boom, boom,
a
boom.
Humane Society.
Perfect example. So let me throw this out there. I've seen this a lot. This happened with me, in fact. We adopted a dog, and it did some crazy shit like this. One thing that I've learned the hard way, when it comes to dogs, the best way to get them as puppies. Forgive me, dyslexia.
Or a younger
Puppies.
age.
The younger the better, but ideally puppies. You want
Something
the dog
that
to
gives
grow
you
up
more
knowing
time to
who
train.
You want the dog to grow up knowing who's giving it food. You want the dog to look at you as dad, because when those dogs come in off the streets, they're rescues. They don't know shit about you. They don't know shit about your house. You don't know what the hell they've been through. You only know what the people are telling you. I think, and this goes back to pet owners. Responsible pet owners are not, we can't equate all pet owners as the same. And this is not necessarily something that we see as common, that two Great Danes maul their owners, even rescue Great Danes.
Sure,
Like, what the
but we
fuck?
do
This
see
is absurd.
people get constantly harassed by their animals. Like, do you remember the story about 6-7 years ago of the people who had to call animal control on their cat who was standing by their door and holding them hostage? It was a huge ass cat, and every time they would come towards the door, it was
Bro, I'm kicking
fucking
the shit
hissing
out
at
of
them
that
like
cat.
crazy.
Try shooting.
No.
Fuck.
But that's my point. Like, if you've seen this vicious tendencies before, I'm insensitive to it because
Just
I
don't
remember
own
we
pets.
had a
I mean,
dog.
like,
We had a
I don't think
dog.
that sounds
No,
right.
it's not that, dude. We had a dog that was a Cocker Spaniel. She was really like just vicious. We were giving her all this love in the world, but she was still chasing and biting super hard, and we were trying to get her to stop. And then one day, my grandma gave her away because she fucking attacked my grandma. And it was like this whole thing of like, okay, listen, at some point you can't
Latin
excuse
grandmas
the
don't fuck
viciousness.
around.
You can't excuse the
I'm selling it
viciousness.
to the Korean restaurant, nigga.
You know, like
KO.
He said, I got $60 for this bitch. This bitch bit me and I sold that bitch.
Hell yeah.
shelter for waste
We're all going for beans
or
and
your
rice.
profit for food.
El pastor.
El
perro.
Cocker Spaniel Pastor.
Yo.
But that's the
But
thing.
no,
like
it's
my
true.
grandma,
It's
straight up
absolutely
Puerto
true. Just
Rican. And that's the thing. It's not about, no, this is not common, but people are constantly seeing the signs of them having a dog that might be vicious in some type of way, in this really dangerous way. And you're a petite ass woman. How the fuck are you going to control this fucking dog? And of course, the husband or the dog waited till the strong force was gone to kill you. All because you wanted to keep it. And he told you time and time again, hey, he's pretty vicious. It seems something can happen. I don't know if we should have him here. But the woman never wants to listen to the man. We're wrong.
Well, there's more women than there are men. There are more of her. It'll be more.
I want to transition to a little happier time in people's lives. 442-244-9900 or toll free 844-997-0775. Or if you fuck with Twitter, social media, all that stuff. Twitter is where we're most active at CPPod100. Hit us up there, talk to us, chat with us, let us know what's on your mind, call us with any thoughts. We've talked about so much kinds of pet owners. We've talked about gender bullshit with Happy Meals. We've talked about rapists being forced to carry the full term. We've talked about just so much.
Some good
If
shit,
there's
baby.
Anything that you want to talk about, you want to share a story with us, comment, hilarious stories, anything like that, hit us up, 442-244-9900, toll free, 844-997-0775.
I want to bring this up real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Last week, I was reading one of the most compelling posts on Reddit.
Okay.
It was people with expired non-disclosure agreements. What's some of the juicy shit you can tell us? And man, oh man.
So this is primarily probably coming from the celebrity world.
No,
Lawyers?
not just necessarily celebrity
Okay.
world. People
Okay.
have, it's crazy to see how many companies make people try to sign NDAs that will fuck their lives up. And because they don't read it and they're in a rush, they will just sign this shit. and
Wait, are
not-
we talking like getting employed, post-employment,
For
like
employment,
Christmas
for jobs.
parties,
So
things like that?
So, for
Okay,
example,
okay.
like one person said they had a non-disclosure for this company, this packaging company for cheese, right?
Okay.
And they were like, they fired me on some shit, so I'm just gonna fucking put out their shit. I don't give a fuck. All the cheese that we get, like in the stores, like when we go to a Walmart, a supermarket, that all that cheese is in the same. All that cheese is the same, just in different packaging. Like that was actually confirmed. That they would literally
bullshit,
package
bullshit. Cheese tastes different.
No. For the cheaper cheeses, like for the great value cheese and at Walmart and like those.
You're talking like
cheaper
that
brands.
processed stuff.
Yeah, the processed stuff.
Okay.
Obviously,
okay.
stuff that's not cut and then put into packages and then put into the aisles.
Right.
I'm talking about the processed fucking what they call cheese food.
Like the Kraft Singles type shit. The shit you
Yeah,
have, the
that
waxy,
shit.
rubbery shit.
Yes, sir. All that garbage is packaged, is all the same shit, just packaged in different packaging. they would package literally different packaging from package to package. So it'd be a great value. Then it would be like, you know,
And yet
Kroger,
you're paying
and it would be
$2.99 for some of that versus $1.99.
Yet some you think you're paying $1.69 to $2.99 to $3.69, depending on how much is in there and the packaging. There's just the name, just the name. People have become enslaved to names on fake cheese when it's all being packaged in the same shit. That shit blew my mind. But the one story that really fucking stuck with me is this chick. This guy said he used to date a girl who worked for some part of our military and was instructed, her job was to decode Chinese signals on the weaponry that they're creating.
Okay.
And so she had finished up the job and she had come home. She didn't talk about anything, you know? She kept all that shit under wraps, but that shit gave her mad PTSD and shit. One day when she was drunk, she just looked at him stone cold and like just said, "We're all fucked."
Wow. Because she had deciphered
And-
stuff.
Yeah. The shit that she had deciphered fucked with her so much, like mentally, that she actually went to therapy and everything for it. Like she got PTSD and extreme anxiety because of it.
So
So
I mean, we
that's-
already know they're years ahead of us, right?
Years.
So what do you
But
think
to
she's
think about the
deciphered? She
weaponry that they're-
deciphered some shit for
I
the
think that
future?
she deciphered that the weaponry that they're creating
Oh boy. Oh boy.
is so powerful that it's over.
Oh,
Like
boy.
if we think we're the shit with our military and we have it all locked down, that it's over.
They're just laughing at us.
They have
right
us
now.
on. Yeah, we're on our knees right now.
Who are we talking? We're talking what country?
China.
I mean, it's conceivable. I keep
Yeah.
recommending this book. It seems like I've said it so many times in the past couple of weeks. Ghost War. Okay, the book is called The Ghost War by Peter Singer and August Cole. If you haven't read it, you need to read it. That is a book that will tell us exactly how China is likely going to do it. Yeah, I mean,
Do what?
It got loud.
holy shit, bro!
It got really loud.
Sorry.
It's all good. What are they going to do? How would they take us over? So one thing that we're not paying attention too much to, and it's ironic because we were talking about video games the other day. One thing that we're not paying attention to very much is robotics right now. The Asians have us beat hands to nails when it comes
by years.
to robotics.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
and that's a bit of
Yeah.
a problem.
But that's been a thing for a long time, hasn't it?
But that's the problem, Adam. That what you are highlighting the premise that the book is built on. So because they have done that, and because we have not, paid too much attention to robotics, because
We're
we
too
have
used
not
to it.
invested in our own robotic system, so on and so forth. What else do? We buy from China. Made in China is kind of a trope.
Which is why
Our
we're
TV
trillions in
products.
debt with them.
Our
exactly,
computers
like,
are
it's
made.
everything, right?
By China.
It's
All
not,
of
it's
our
not even
clothes.
that. Our military.
Our
we
military
have
has weaponry.
Weaponry that
Yes.
is funded by
So-
China.
Made from
That's why
China.
we're trillions
So
in
now
debt with them.
let's take that. Let's take that, right? So the premise of the book, our military is quote unquote the best, blah 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 blah. Now, what happens? They've done all this stuff, and because we get all of our stuff from China, China had apparently brought in microchips.
China.
Our newest fucking fighter jets and all this other stuff were, designed with all of these Chinese microchips embedded in the system already. So all China really did was start hacking into our military from the outside in. Once we were vulnerable, they invaded Hawaii. Once they invaded Hawaii, all of those hacked airplanes pretty much destroyed themselves. And they used robots, not really even people, some people, yeah, but mostly robots to destroy our aircraft, to destroy our awesome, powerful military. And before we knew it, we had Chinese soldiers in Hawaii, and most of our Navy was sunk, and Air Force was gone. That's kind of how the book starts. Definitely pick it up. Definitely read the book. It's an amazing read.
Oh my
It's
God, it
very
sounds so
realistic.
good.
It's an amazing.
That sounds actually really
realistic
good.
Read. for people who are into that sort of thing. But
It's gonna fuck
based
with your
on
head a little bit.
exactly what we're actually talking about here, because that's how deeply invested we are into China, and that's how deeply China is into our networks, our systems, our pockets, our everything. So what you said is very conceivable.
So there was a story on the
Your
news
volume
today
shot
here
up
in
again.
Oregon.
I don't know what happened there.
Tell me, check my volume.
Yeah, it shot up again.
Sorry. Okay, hold on. Let
You
me
sounded
get
good,
this.
but keep that in mind.
should be
Keep that
better.
thought in mind. I love
Is that
this.
better, real quick?
Yeah,
Better there. Okay. Not sure what happened there, but all right.
perfect.
So on our news here so Facebook bought a plot of oceanfront property here on the Oregon coast recently, like in the last week or so. And their plan is to drill down like 7-8 stories. And then what they're going to do, and this kind of tripped me out a little bit because it's just technology in general. And sure, this isn't from the China side of things or the Asian side of things, the Japan side of things, whatever it might be, but it's from the Facebook side of things. Facebook is going to take this fiber optic wire and they're going to run it from the Oregon coast and just laying the fiber optic cable on the ocean floor all the way to Japan. So from the Oregon coast all the way to Japan, just laying a cable on the ocean floor and basically creating this tower, this data tower. And they say that it will allow us to transmit data faster than going through satellites. And it's the technology like that that's just like, what else is that going to allow it to do? If we're tying into to somewhere like Japan like that, what else are we, like, what are we giving Japan access to or not giving Japan access to? Like, it starts to get to be like this real gray area with what we're linking America with Japan at this point. We're connecting now through a hardwired cable. Like, what are we giving up and what are we not giving up to them?
I mean, we're giving up direct. I mean, it's a direct link. I think that's in many cases like what happened here. Well, I like the gift and the curse bit of the internet. You know, like the internet is so wonderful. It's such a great thing. It's like it's such an incredible tool, and we're very lucky that we get to use it and get to do this. Use the internet to come on here and bullshit. And we're all across the country. But, dude, like, when it comes down to it, people were going to get bored with just the regular old internet. So, everything just grows. Evolution, man. Everything just continues to get bigger and bigger, and it grows.
Well, and the
off of what we
technology,
have,
right? Like,
and-
technology just keeps getting bigger. Technology keeps blowing
What we need
our
to do-
mind
Dude,
every day.
I just helped somebody purchase a fucking 4 terabyte drive, 4 terabyte portable hard drive for $90. I think is what it was. Like, that's what some of the prices were. 90,
It used to
100.
be a 500
We need to-
gig drive for $90.
500
500 gigs
That
That
for
wasn't even
120.
portable. That was not even portable.
And it wasn't even portable. You had to plug it into the
Yeah.
fucking wall.
And now you get
Yeah.
4 fucking terabytes. So much
I don't know,
data.
I feel like
so much
I feel like
space.
there's a lot that we need to do, but it's very simplistic. We cannot keep thinking that we can keep putting people in the midst of doomsday weapons, and we can't keep thinking that our people, as smart as they are going to be stopping robots. At least not every time. Like I don't know why we lack in so many different areas. And part of it, I understand why part of it is that it's a constant competition for money at the top. You can't just give all your money to the military to create robot armies. You know, education, transportation, infrastructure, like everyone's vying for money. So, but at the same time,
do you think in our lifetime we'll see more robotic military assaults versus human military assaults?
We're already seeing it, right?
We're almost there,
saw
right?
it.
There's
All the
still a
air
lot of
drones, the
human
strikes,
interaction,
right?
though. Still a lot of human
There's still
interaction.
No,
though.
you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But what we're seeing is that the human size the tank formations, the huge Bradley fighting vehicles, and all the formations,
These
and
unmanned
tank battles of the
drones and
deserts.
shit.
Yes, exactly. That's the new thing. These old tank formations and shit, we're not seeing that anymore. It's becoming small special operations forces doing small footprint operations and assisted by drones. And when they can't use guys at all, they have just drones. Also, there are land drones. The Swords robot is a big one. They have robotic vehicles now, like a robotic striker. They can go in and do its thing to places where humans just would not have no possibility of surviving and this sort of thing. Obama was big on
Remember
things.
Obama
was huge on it.
The Orlando club shooting. They sent in a robot to set off a bomb.
I don't know.
So
I don't know about Orlando.
in.
I don't know about Orlando, but I do know the Texas guy, the guy in Texas who did the Texas shooting of the cops. They blew him up with a robot.
Wow.
So this brings me back to lighten the mood a little bit, because when we're not live, we record for our podcast, which you can find anywhere that you listen to your podcast at. New episode dropping tomorrow. Yesterday we were recording some content, and Dan, you started talking about not too long ago that this was a really, really, really popular thing, but it faded off real fast. And that was like instant message, chat rooms, AOL, AIM, things like that. You were kind of you started to talk about the internet.
I'll say what my point was about that. I said the internet kind of turned into this cesspool of creeps and weirdos when it was back in the day.
I was one of them.
Back in the day, though, you went onto an AOL Yahoo chat room and you can find grown-ass people. There's people who are married today because of chat rooms and that whole experience, that era before dating sites where they actually could get to know somebody. Yeah, it was through an anonymous name, but people were a little more willing to be themselves on the internet at that time. That's why so many people got caught, because they didn't think they could be caught by law enforcement on the computer talking to children, right? Like preying on children when they finally had access.
We all did it.
But we all did it, bro.
Like, I can remember specific screen names. When I was on AOL, AOL was the shit. Everybody was on it. AOL, chat rooms, you had instant message. It's like, for me, 96, 97, 98, 99, you come home, you did your homework, you jumped on your computer. And if you had a computer, or you for me, sometimes it was, I'd get my homework done, kind of, half-ass, and I run down the street and around the corner to my brother's house. And he's the homie, but we've known each other so long, we call each other brothers. And we would like jump on the computer together because they had a computer. And we were trying to talk to girls. We were trying to talk to everybody. We were talking shit to people. We were trying to get people to send us titty pictures. Like, that's what you did. You just did that, and you tried to see if you could get people to talk to you. And there's like, you jump in a chat room and like the first thing you said was A/S/L, which was like age, sex, location.
Location, yeah.
And it was like, people started chatting with you, and it's like, and it's just crazy because like I can remember like some of like the people's names. Like you still kind of think about it to this day. Like, hey, I mean, remember AOL chat room? There was like the Portland chat room. You could jump into specific cities, like, and
yeah, man. There's that novelty. That novelty was taken away because too many people were given access. At that time, they could support servers that could host that kind of people. You know, that kind of people. At that time, because if you think about it, to the amount of people that are on the internet today, they wouldn't be able to support it, right?
Yeah,
right? They
so
would,
crazy.
but
like you had to get the disc, you had to download it and everything. AOL sent you the disc, and you had to keep your shit updated and like. And you guys are, I know there's an age separation for us, but that was still a little bit of your genre. Like you guys were more the AIM, right? Like when they were pretty much more just instant message, right?
AIM. They were definitely just strictly instant message, the AIM. And
like chat rooms kind of went away, right?
Person to person. Chat rooms went away.
Yeah.
But I do remember seeing people in chat rooms. Like that was such a like, I remember the AOL thing in general, the dial-up, just switching the fucking line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like you could be in a chat room. Not be able to use
the phone.
And there was, yes. People were getting second lines so that you could be on the internet and the phone at the same time. So that you could be on the and the
phone at the same time, yep.
Yes, it was crazy. But like there was like code that you could type in the chat box and hit enter. And with all the punctuation marks, it would like print a picture of a dick or like tits and stuff like that. Like you'd be in a chat room and people would just like, it would all of a sudden be this like big, huge, long like post from somebody, and it was all like periods and commas and all this crazy punctuation.
So I'll tell you this.
And it would form a dick, and you just look at it, you'd be like, oh, someone's posting a dick in the chat room. Ha ha ha.
But see, that's the thing. See how the internet kind of took away that novelty. We thought it was amazing.
Yes.
Back then.
Do you guys have any crazy stories from chat rooms or instant message? Like, again, I know chat rooms kind of wasn't your thing, but instant message?
Nothing really crazy, but I love sharing this story because a lot of people didn't get to experience this, and I'm very lucky that I did as a Skype user for so long. In 2008, they tried out this thing with Skype called Skypecasts.
Okay.
And it was pretty much literally Skype chat rooms. People would start a conference room, and you can see the publicly listed conference rooms, and they were under different names, and you can go in and meet a bunch of people. Still to this day, I'm friends with a girl from the UK, a chick from Ohio, who had the worst luck, and now she's like a mom of 3 or 4 and a husband and everything, and has a husband and everything. It's like, it was crazy to me. I say
that's the worst luck.
I agree. I still, till this day though, love that so much that I was they didn't know I was blind until I told them. You know what I'm saying? So they treated me so normal. So here I am, this 15, 16-year-old kid.
So this wasn't a video thing. This was just strictly chatting.
No, it was strictly audio. You can turn on your video.
Just audio. Okay.
In some. You can make some video ones, I think. But most people would make audio ones. And it was just, hey, well, you're just going to chill. We're going to chat. And they only ran it for about 6 months. So it's almost kind of like what we're using for our podcast here is like we use a chat server. And this is, I mean, you could have 100 people on here. Like, so you could just have... Yes and no, but it's not publicly listed. So you have to know about it to come here.
Right.
You have but I have to create an account for you. But the Skype thing was like you had an account. You had a Skype account.
Okay.
Anybody who had an account could see these publicly listed conference rooms, and it just so happened that I might end up in your conference room, that was listed, and we just fucking have a chat. And it was the coolest thing. They ran it for about 6 months, and I, like I said, I still have friends off of it. There was some funny niggas on there, man. I remember this one dude who was telling us a story one time. Like it was so intriguing the way he told stories. It was the simplest story about how he fucked a stripper in the ass and he got shit on his dick, and but the way he told it was so intriguing, man. And he was just you could tell he was black and Hispanic, just a hood nigga, just sitting there telling the story, man. He's like, and I had shit on my shit, man. And I was like, oh, man. So it was a good time. It was a good time.
Did you fuck with that stuff, Brando? I know you're not a real tech guy, but did you have? Well, you've shared some stories that you were on. Like,
Yeah, no,
you were on talk lines.
No, like so.
No, this guy gets internet pussy. Don't get fooled.
I'm very much into like dabbling in different, but I never actually had a huge presence in any one place. So the Skype things, like I would put my head into like different Skype conversations, but the American ones were always more boring to me. I like the international ones, like hearing like people in London talk about like, you know, like random places around the towns where they would meet up and have sex. Like that shit was fucking crazy to hear about in London and shit. And then like Dan was saying, like more on the telephone lines, I went out to the talkie party lines. I went out to the 712 lines,
Studio
the
55
lines. Yeah, the Raven, the Boston Loach, the Chicago,
the Donut,
Chicago
those,
Loach, the Alibi,
shits,
the
man.
Donut. Dude, like I knew a lot of people out there. And I'm not gonna lie, I met up with some people from there. So it was an interesting thing, dude. Like, and to think that you're gonna keep children off of any of these is the funniest thing in the world.
Well, it's different now. Like it's not so much a
I'm
thing
not saying
now.
that at all.
I
saying
didn't
more
really
so.
hear.
No. I know. I'm just saying.
It was just a good
I just
time.
wanna
It
make
was a form
clear.
of entertainment for us back then.
I just want to make it clear that the excitement because of how much ability we have with how texting became, because that was the thing. Texting replaced chat rooms. Once people realized that they didn't have to talk to people, random people, and they can just message each other on their phones, they're like, man, fuck my computer, bro. What the
Like one of the
fuck?
stories that I love to share with people is one of the chicks that I used to chat with on AOL back in the day. This would have been like 99, 2000. Her name was Bryn. And she ended up going on Real World Las Vegas. And she is the Bryn from
shit.
Real World Las Vegas. If anybody ever watched Real World and watched
funny.
Las Vegas, she was known. She caused a little bit of drama, but
You dated this girl?
no. I never dated her. We met up once or twice.
Oh,
and just
okay,
hung
okay.
out and stuff like that. But
I was about to say,
she was
yo, we
hella
both
cool.
dated girls that were on TV.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Well, that's a story I need to know about you now. That's a story I never know. But I got some great stories. The AOL chat rooms and instant messages led me and my buddy Joe doing some wild shit because I could still drive. I had my license then, so we would drive to meet up some of these chicks sometimes.
share.
And like the one story I met, we went and we met these females at their house. Their parents were gone or whatever. We go in and there's like 4 or 5 of these chicks, and they start wilding out on each other. Like they start fighting. They're throwing punches with each other. Like I don't know if they're trying to show out. I don't know what they're trying to do. But me and my boy are sitting on the couch like, what is going on here? This is crazy. They don't look anything like they said they did too, like in their pictures. And this is you would send pictures and it would take like 45 minutes for the picture to load, and it's like, you know, so they send these pictures that they probably copied from somewhere, and it's like they don't look anything like them. So I had my dad's truck. My dad had a beefy truck, a big old 350 in it. I was like, oh, yo, I gotta go get something out
Diesel?
of my truck. I was pulled up out front of their house. I was like, I gotta go get something from my truck. Yo, Joe, come with me real quick. Me and Joe hopped in the truck. We pulled up in their front yard because they didn't have sidewalks. They had like the gravel between the road and the front yard. I pulled up through their driveway, their front yard, honked the horn, waited for them to open up the door and come out, and just peeled out and did mad donuts in their front yard, and then just pulled out, like tore the shit out of their front yard. Like it was just like, this is crazy. These bitches are crazy. Like, so many stories like that. Meeting crazy
Yo, you thought you was
chicks.
about to get some pussy that night?
I got a story.
And they ended up being some crazy hoes.
I met a chick with a beard off a party line.
A beard?
No, boy.
A beard.
Don't tell me this.
No. I met a chick with
Was she in the circus?
Like a full beard? Like a full nigga beard?
not like
Lumberjack? Lumberjane?
not well, I wouldn't say it was like, you know, like the full warrior beard, but it was a beard. It was like it was an actual beard. Like it was at least 2-3 days of
Not by the
growth,
hair on her chinny
bro.
chin chin.
It was a beard, bro. It was an actual beard. Like it was nuts. But yeah.
But you still fuck though. You still fuck.
I got some head.
Oh, okay. Fuck it.
He said that shit tickled. It tickled.
Yeah, I wasn't about to. Hey, yo, but let me tell you what happened, right? Because, like, there's so many different... None of these women look what they say they look like. They're all lying, bro. It's so weird to hear what women say and then actually to meet them. Even good-looking women. Like, good-looking women, too. Good-looking women are no different. Good-looking women will lie about themselves. You know what I'm saying? And then when you see them, it's like, why did you have to lie? You are not 100.
I think it was because you never thought you were going to see these people. Like that was even happening. Like I know there's
there you go
between us, but
you touched on another thing.
Nobody ever thought you were going to meet these people. You just thought that there was always going to be a computer between you and that
could
other
create
person.
a persona. You could create whoever you wanted them to think.
I even did it.
And that was the fucking love. That's kind of what I like about. That's kind of what I like about my Reddit account. My Reddit account is kind of like nobody knows who I am on there. There's not much information that gives away to who the fuck I am when I post, and I fucking like that. Facebook, I post in a group, and my friends see Daniel has posted in 5 groups. It's like, Jesus Christ, I can't fucking post without my friends seeing that I posted something. You know what I'm saying? What if it's something like
and
really,
you can't even change your name because then it's still gonna see it. They're still gonna see it like, oh, now it's
still
just
gonna
John
see
Smith.
who the hell this is exactly.
Yeah.
So
chat messages,
the anonymity is dope.
All that stuff was crazy back then. I mean, that created memories, man. So many, just good times, funny stories,
good time,
funny stories, man.
That nostalgia.
We could do a whole
feeling,
podcast
man,
about
is
this.
Nuts. 1,000%.
And just some
we'll
of the conversations that were had in the chat rooms, like watching people talk shit back and forth and just sitting back and watching that screen scroll.
Oh, yeah,
it's just so like, this is too funny. Like, and I mean, I'm 16, 17, 18 years old at this time. And it's just like, this is
dude,
comedy.
when I was on the actual phone lines and you had the true black dude and the whitest fucking guy ever going back at each other. You effing N-word, you effing cracker, you know what I'm saying? Like this fuck. And it was the funniest thing to me. I'm like, bro, these guys don't even know each other and they're just going hard at each other right now on the most racist shit. Like, this is crazy.
Yo,
shit.
I'm telling you, that's another thing too that I've noticed about, like, when there's so much space between you and you hear a person who sounds
You'll say whatever.
A person who sounds obviously
You'll say whatever.
You will say whatever comes to mind. Like dude, people who have black girlfriends or white girlfriends will become the most racist fucking black supremacist Ku Klux Klansman garbage pooling fuckwads. Just they will say whatever comes to mind. Like they'll make up shit, bro. Like I never heard that before. I just came over. Like goddamn, bro, it's nuts, man.
Yeah, man.
So share your story about the ex being on TV real quick. I want to go back to that. You said you had an ex that was on TV. What is that?
I dated a girl who her house was done on Extreme Makeover Home Edition.
Oh, no shit.
She was the the family was pretty much blind. The sisters were blind, partially blind. The dad was fully blind, and the mom had measles when they gave birth to their son, who was deaf. So they created a whole house with technology for them to all interact with each other properly. The blind family members to interact with the deaf son and all that stuff. So they ended up giving up the house because of the property taxes in Jersey.
Yeah.
The property taxes in Jersey is fucking ridiculous. And they currently live in North Carolina, and they're all doing very well for themselves. That girl is like fucking a hero, dude. She's a mom, and started a whole like YouTube community for blind YouTubers and stuff like that. And she's doing the thing. So I give her props. And then I had
share our channel. We appreciate you.
Facts. And then my ex, Karina. She was featured on an episode of Pretty Little Liars.
No shit. Is she blind, or she was side, or what?
She's blind. She's blind. She was doing just a feature part with some of the actors or whatever, and her dog were on TV. It was a pretty cool time to hear about the cast backstage and everything, and everybody was like super dope, and except for one of the bitches on there.
That rich pussy.
Listen, I'm trying to fuck girls with some quality, all right? That's why I've always said, listen, my body count is not high because I have respect in my fucking penis, all right? God damn it. You need to come with some value.
That's what he calls it.
That's what I call it.
He calls his penis respect.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's wrap it up on that.
Let's get out of here.
This has been the Comfort Report podcast. If you guys want to comment, if you're listening to this back, you'll only be able to listen to this back on YouTube. If you're listening to this back when we're offline, you can still call us, leave messages with your thoughts, your comments. We'd love to hear them. Please share your messages. We'd love to hear them. And we will feature it in a future episode. 442-244 9900. If you're somewhere else and you need to call toll free, we got you. 844-997-0775 and at CPPod100 across all social media platforms. Fuck with us, follow us. We appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, all that shit. Yada, yada, yada. Appreciate y'all.